welcome back to Danville. The Confederates have regrouped, changed their command structure, which the Union has responded and also thought they had some secrets, so they switched their command structure too. The only reason we're doing that is because we're playing a different set of rules, playing Rebels and Patriots. Many would be kings. Nice. We'll talk about it more in the comparison video after this. So just hold on to your hats. So we're back for the second battle of Danville. We've got two officers that we're going to start their careers today for each side. It's kind of a custom scenario, so not following the book. If the either side is able to drive off the other, it's +4 honor for the two commanders involved. And then if whoever controls this square in the middle of town, if it's some kind of stalemate, that'll be +2 honor for both sides for both commanders' sides. That makes sense. Both sides commanders. Excuse me, got dyslexic there. Might do a little bit editing there. Maybe not. We'll see. I'll probably forget to, but it's okay. It's the magic of editing. We'll go over the forces real quick. Map's the same. Kind of moved some trees out of the way. Opened up the lanes for combat just because I could be totally wrong, but I'm thinking this will not be as brutal as I'm not trying to give anything away. I'm not trying to give anything away too early about my review, but I don't think this is going to be as brutal as Many Would Be Kings, which, yeah. All right, enough of that. I'm salivating to try to start comparing the two before I even play one. So that's not good. But that's what you get when you're a little bit spastic like myself. So, stone walls, bushes, little wooden fences, all kinds of cover here. Movement's a little bit different in this game too, which is going to be neat. Very similar to more Too Fat Lardies kind of style. And yeah. We'll get at it. So I kind of put the Union and Confederate artillery more in position this time than the last battle. That just goes back to my theory that it won't be as brutal, but we'll see. Otherwise, let's do the forces. And this is going to be a teaching game for myself especially, but I'm going to try to say a lot of things out loud. And that way, hopefully, if you want to try out this rule system in the future, maybe you can kind of get an insight into it as well while we go along. I think I tried to do that in the previous game with Men Who Would Be Kings. I'm definitely going to reinforce that in the next game I play. But and I'm also doing that, as I said in the last video, to get help from the community too, because these are my first two games with this system. So I am by no means an expert, and you guys are awesome. I do have, they're not part of this battle, but I've got my 3 boxes of Perry plastics I bought. I love them. And I've got them all primed up over there. So that's going to be my next project. No, it won't be. I'm lying. That'll be my second to the next project. That's going to take some time. And after this, I want to have a Lion Rampant game again pretty quickly. So I am going to prime up in between while I'm editing some War of the Roses from Plastic Mercenaries, and get them on the painting table, so then I can add them to my mercenary forces for my Lion Rampant stuff. And I am going to pick up for the mercenary commanders and that. I'm going to use these rules from Rebels and Patriots for the leadership and building the careers paths for the Mike Desperation and Doug Carmichael, who are the two mercenary commanders. So two fantastic friends of the channel. So we'll get them. I'll have more structure to that too, because I was really impressed with my reading of this Rebels and Patriots career building. And I'm assuming this is going to be the same as Pikeman's Lament when I do that with the Japanese stuff in the future. So, boom, we got it going on. All right, let's do some forces. Might see some different lower angle camera shots. My kid's got me a little tripod, about 6 inches long, and it's got these little flexible legs on it. And you kind of bend it into places. It's going to help with a lot of your nausea because I move around a lot and get distracted. So this opening shot will not help you at all because I've been going back and forth like a wild person. But I think throughout the battle, I'm going to try to pre-position the camera, turn it on, start talking, turn it off, and move it. Wish me luck. I am not the best at being consistent, but I'm gonna try, and then we'll see what it looks like. So, gonna incorporate a couple extra things into that into this battle report, and I hope you enjoy it. And here come the forces. We'll start off with the Union. All right, just like in Lion Rampant, units are going to be either 12 or 6. In Rebels and Patriots, they do subscribe a 24-point warband. That's not going to happen. Might be close because I'm splitting it in 2, but I doubt it. I'm not going to add. I might add up points. No, I won't. But I am planning on adding to this because I want to build out my light infantry a little bit and we get some more Zouaves. And I'm also gonna there's stats in the book for hang on a second, let me look it up. For shock infantry, so I would be remiss if I didn't try that. So I might try to style out some Perry infantry, plastic infantry for the Union and for the Confederacy that maybe just have a more a different pose compared to the over-the-shoulder thing, and that way I'll be able to make them more recognizable. I'm even debating about putting a little bit of red around their bases at the bottom to identify them more easily when I get them out of the box. So yeah, that's. But I digress. This is our first unit over here. It's just a group of 12 standard infantry for the Union. They're led by, I think these guys all start at second lieutenant, and this will be Douglas Carmichael. You know him, you love him, and boom, he'll be here. These guys are artillery unit, 4 guys, 1 gun. It's going to be a medium gun in the rules. And that's it. That's what they prescribe, so that's what we're going to do. I've got another group of 12 regular infantry here. And then right next to them, see 2 units of 12 infantry. So from the center on over, you've got 4 groups of 12 infantry, all hopefully under the command of Sec Lieutenant Carmichael. As we get into town, you can see 2 skirmish units of 6. These stats look kind of weak on this. I'm interested to see how they play out. They do get the enhanced cover from being skirmish infantry, but they kind of lack the firepower. They don't have the range. They can pick up the sharpshooter's special ability, but I don't have any extra abilities added yet. I'm going to fix this house. I'm probably going to keep track of units that do extremely well, and I might allow them to get stuff in further battles until they get wiped out. Coming down the road is a group of 12 light infantry, Union Zouaves. They are at the range of the regular infantry, but they get the cover of the light guys, so it's kind of nice. And I think they can form close order too, which is the light infantry look fantastic in this game. I want to use them more, so I will be investing in another box of Perry plastic Zouaves to build out both the Confederacy and the Union. I think I have 18. No, I have 16 for both right now. So I want to get that out to 24 for both. Got 6 light cavalry. They do have. They either have light cavalry has 6, and they have shock cavalry, which I don't think there's a lot of shock cavalry in the Civil War. Probably wasn't any. Since this game does span from the French and Indian War up to 1863, there's going to be a lot of diversity. There's going to be no cuirassiers. I don't know why, but I know Polish Lancers. I know Ed's always asking me to make Polish Lancers. I got to do that for him, and I want to do it for myself too. But right now, I don't have enough to form a shock. I only have 8 because this was all originally based on sharp practice, so I will have to get more cavalry as well, and I do want to play around with 1 more cavalry, possibility of 2 light cavalry units at once, and then 2. They also have skirmish units that can be mounted in this rule set, so that might be another interesting thing to play. And then finally, I want to try a shock cavalry unit just to experience the rule set. Ahead of the cavalry in the middle of town, just left of this town square, is a 6-man skirmish unit, the 3rd one for the Union. Over here on the left flank, we have the last 2 units of 12 Union infantry and 2nd Lieutenant Mike Desperation. It's going to make it pretty easy to find our 4 characters, just because I have put a flagman and a banner next to them, just to make it easier to locate them on a quick browse across the battlefield. Plus, it looks cool. These guys will have no impact when and if one of the main characters runs away or is killed, or whatever else happens in this rule set that I'm not familiar with. The flag and the drummer man will go along, or drummer boy will go along with them. Since I'm over here on the north side of the battlefield, got a Confederate unit of 12 light infantry coming across this hill, getting ready to attack into Desperation's command. And since I'm kind of a fair and square kind of guy, both sides have identical numbers of troops, so you don't have to worry about balance because everything's the same and there's no special features within it. It's going to be all down to the dice rolls in my genius command or lack of genius command. Next over is a group of 12 Confederate infantry again, and then ahead of them, you can see in the trees, is a skirmish unit of 6. Beautifully positioned on the hill, we've got a 4-crewed medium Confederate artillery piece. It's a 9-pound Parrot. It's going to put some damage onto some unlucky suckers. Next, progressing along the southern, or towards the south, we run into the another Confederate group of 12 infantry, led by, this will be 2nd Lieutenant Jameson Kirk. So he's going to command the northern flank of the Confederacy's attack on Danville, or at least the second attack. Next to 2nd Lieutenant Kirk's outfit is the group of 12 light infantry Zouaves. So they're right there. Getting near the center road going into Danville from the east is a group of Confederate skirmishers up in the trees, looking to do some damage to the Union. As we cross over the center road or Main Street or whatever that divides the northern and the southern fronts or flanks, whatever, we run into another group of 12 Confederate infantry with a group of 6 skirmishers in the trees ahead of them. Directly south of them is another group of Confederate infantry, 12 men in a unit, commanded by 2nd Lieutenant William Alexander Pierce. Usually on the Union, I really haven't, I'm not up for offending people either, so I'm not sure. I've spoken with Mike Desperation and with Doug Carmichael, but we really haven't got into like political stuff, so I'm not sure if, I'm not offending anybody. The whole point of the Confederacy is kind of like a touchy subject, so I have no problem placing my son, and I called James the other day when we were at work, and he had no problem with it. So he's from Louisville anyway, so he's good. And even though my son was born in Chicago, he doesn't care. So he loves Kentucky. So, and that's kind of with it being during the war, it was kind of it contributed troops to both sides. So it's we're an equal opportunity state. We'll fight for you and we'll fight for you. I'm sure a lot of people switched sides when the writing was on the wall. But enough of that crap. So there's 2nd Lieutenant William Alexander Pierce now on the Confederacy, and he's taken over that figure, and he's got 12 guys with him. It's just to their left is another group of 12 Confederate infantry, and then we've got a medium artillery piece. And then on the far left flank, you can see a unit of 6 Confederate light infantry. So far, I'm liking the tripod. Hopefully you are too. It's it's pretty stable. I mean, yeah, it's pretty easy to set up. It's pretty quick. It's got like a little, thumb screw down here at the bottom to tighten it into position, and the legs can just be bent to whatever I need them to be. I'm going to roll a couple dice real quick because each of these guys, as they start at second lieutenant, they get one trait. So you can't go. The traits were absolutely insane and somewhat paralyzing for a couple units, some critical units during the Men Who Would Be Kings. So we might get a repeat of some of that. So yeah, we'll roll those real quick and then we'll get into it. Little disclaimer here: there's no forewarning for these guys that I'm going to roll these dice. So Mike and Doug, be patient with me, brother. As your characters progress, they can get different traits that'll hopefully be better than the ones I'm about to roll. Unless I do phenomenal, then yeah, it's great. But if you end up being a drunkard or something like that, I apologize. Please bring it up to Michael Leck and Daniel Mercy and the Dice Gods. All right, our first victim. Let's start off with Second Lieutenant Mike Deslauriers. He's down from Canada. He's coming down to lead his union. Let's see what he can do. All right. I don't know if this is Latin or Italian. Fortuna Belli. And I think he gets a reroll once per game. So that's a great one for Mike. Coming out of the gate like a boss. All right, it's time for Doug Carmichael. Good luck, brother. Uh-oh, Doug's a drill instructor. He can start in close order at the beginning of the game. I might take him up on that. All right, so Doug's a drill instructor. It might be fitting. I'm pretty sure Doug has told me that he's a retired tank commander, U.S. Army. So, yep, I'm sure he knows how to do some drill. So, they'll be locking up their turrets and throwing some 155s in the breaches. No, they're not. They're not tanks, unfortunately. So, Doug will have those guys in close order. All right, Doug's like a boss. Got his boys in close order. He's totally with the drill instructor program, and everyone else is kind of trying to still figure it out. All right, next up will be William Alexander Pierce for the Confederacy. As a humorous side note, I am secretly relieved that Doug and Mike did not end up as drug addicts or alcoholics, because I would have been embarrassed to. So I don't have to deal with that. So I'm cool with it. That worked out well for me. If my son or James ends up being it, it'll be humorous, because my son will laugh, and I see James and I work together, so it'll just be humorous. Well, I rolled like a boss on that one. Feared for William Alexander Pierce. All enemy units have taken a morale test due to casualties inflicted during the fighting or attacking or defending by this officer, and do it a -1 roll. Nice, that's kind of cool. All right, and our final guest commander, Jameson Kurt. Let's see how he does in this random roll, which I've done really good so far on. And the last one is Enfant Perdu. Thank God I took a little bit of French. Now, I did roll good on this, where I did roll terribly on Men Who Would Be Kings, but this worked out much better. I thankfully didn't have to experience any ones on the first roll and end up with a bunch of, you've got a quadriplegic commander in a bucket or a barrel or on a cart. So, yeah, much better. The Enfant Perdu bonus or trait allows it, due to this officer's ability or experience with multiple assaults, even though he's a brand new commander, he just knows what's up. Did a lot of studying. He can ignore all defensive he's attacking. So if they're behind a wall or behind any kind of cover, he can ignore it. So that's kind of cool. All right, our traits have been handed out. You've seen the units. You've seen the battlefield. We will now It's an I go, you go game. If you haven't if you didn't know that before, pardon me. And we will start with the Confederates since they are attacking. And we'll get into that in a minute. Awesome. Can't wait. All right, start off with this light cavalry here. Going to try to have them just move forward towards those trees. Nothing too crazy right now. Yeah, first move of my life with Rebels and Patriots. All right, just to explain things, I'm not going to do this every time. You roll, you're looking to beat a 6. And then you would, if the unit had a discipline modifier of 0, or you would add this in, or +1 or -1 for anything. And if they're within 12 inches of their leader. So this unit has a discipline of 0. They don't have any. They're not shook or whatever the heck it's called in this game. I might figure that out later on. I need to. They don't have any discipline. No, they don't have any. 1 second. They call it disordered markers, excuse me. So they have no disorder, so that's not a modifier. They're not in close formation because they're light cavalry. So they get a 5, which is not a 6, of course, so they fail and do not move. Not too bad. This artillery is 3 inches out of range, so they are not going to fire. I believe it's 34, but I'll double check. Range on a medium gun is 36 inches. Closest target is 37. I did not do that intentionally. Just got lucky for the Union. No shooting this turn, so these guys do nothing. I'll move further down the line. All right, these guys have a discipline of 0. They're within 12 inches of a officer's unit, so they'll get a +1. And we're looking for a big 6 or more, and they're going to try to go into close order. It's a miracle. They pass an order. They're in close order, and looks like there's, as far as I can tell, and I'm pretty sure I'm right for my reading, there's no modifier to movement if you're in close order in this game. It's still a dice roll thing, so that's kind of cool. They will move forward when they can. Right now, they're in close order. All right, we're into Second Lieutenant Pierce's unit. They'll definitely get a bonus because he's with the group. So they'll be looking for a 5+ to go into close order. All right, success. Into close order they go. Ready for the attack. Second Lieutenant is rocking it. Good job, William Alexander Pierce. We'll do the unit next to him. You can see him in the background there. They will attempt to do the same thing. Another success as they get into close formation alongside their lieutenant off to their left. All right, these skirmishers in the woods, they are outside 12 inches. They're going to try to move forward. And I did screw up in my mind. Movement is just standard. It's when you attack, the dice rolls actually affect movement. That might be a future tweak in the, once I actually know the game, because I do like the Tatlardi system of rolling dice, but it also could be broken. But I'm going to try to stick with the rules as much as possible besides the size of my forces. All right, they moved up to the edge of the snake rail fence outside of Danville. Moving along. I love it. Next group of skirmishers is going to try the same thing. They're going to try to move forward to the snake rail fence. They also succeed and move up against the snake rail fence. Getting ready to engage some targets. All right, here we go. Confederate Zouaves are up next. Let's see how they can do. They are within 12 inches of Second Lieutenant Kirk. They go ahead and fail, and they're going to hold right there and not move. Move over to Lieutenant Kurt's unit next. He's going to try to put his guys into close order. Success right there. I'm going to check the range on that artillery piece that's next to them. See if it's in 36 inches. Oh, yummy. They are in range. Those guys will be in hard cover just because half the unit is behind walls and stuff. All right, so artillery at long range Normally every 3 hits would kill someone every time I roll a 4. They're in hard cover, so it's every 5. But then artillery reduced cover down, so every 4 fours I roll on 12 with 12 dice will kill a guy. So, okay. Pretty simple. We'll see how it works. That unit loses 1 man, so we take a morale test to see if they're affected. I think it becomes disordered. So it's 2 dice. You want to roll over a 6. There would be, you'd lose 1, a -1 because they took 1 casualty from this round, from this shooting. But they gain 1 because they're within 12 inches of a second lieutenant, Doug Carmichael. So they're going to try to roll over a 6 to not become disordered. So they become disordered. They get a brown washer, which means 1 disordered. I'll use a green marker for 2 disordered. And then they get a 3rd one. They basically they route off the battlefield. So they will have to try to rally next turn. This unit to the right of the artillery piece will try to form into close order, needing a 6. Those gentlemen move into close order. The skirmishers in front of them will try to move forward 8 inches if they get a 6. They fail and they'll hold in place. They like those trees. Good for them. And then finally, this last unit on the far northern end of the battlefield. Am I going? Look at my compass directions right? I believe so. I don't know what I'm doing. Hang on. Yeah, we'll go with that. They will try to form into close order, needing a 6 as well. All right, success. The Confederates have completed. I'll just pan over the battlefield for them from the other side of the field, from the Danville side, and then we'll go on to Union turn 1. So down here on the north end, we've got units kind of moving forward. Well, actually not moving forward, kind of forming into close order, prepare for the attack. Artillery piece actually got a round off, took off a guy's head. More close order. Zouaves failed. Got a big gap there, got to close that up. Skirmishers to the fence line, skirmishers to the fence line. Confederates are moving up. Those guys have a range a little less. Got some close order troops back here, along with Second Lieutenant William Alexander Pierce. Other artillery piece out of range. And I think the cavalry failed, correct? Yep. So that's the end of that. Let's go into Union turn 1. Mike Desperation going to move his unit forward. Well, attempt to at least, needing a 5. Mike moves his boys forward along the road. They're not in close order. There is no double time in this game, as far as I can tell. I just went back and double checked. I'm going to see if this artillery piece behind Second Lieutenant Desperation is in range. It is. They're going to try to pass their firing order, needing a 5. Well, I forgot to load the gun. They're doing it real quick. Couldn't pass the order. That'd been kind of interesting. Artillery into close order unit in the open. To see how if they would have got any more bloody than that first cannonball shot that just took someone's head off. Moving right along, these guys need a 6 to get into close order. Oh, they fail. These guys are going to try to move out in that... They're in that little alleyway there between the fence and that small house. Just going to need a 6 to move forward. Alright, that was my first double 1, so that is a bad thing on the random roll. Which is kind of cool. I do like this flavor of that. So on double 1s and double 6s, you get these 2 different columns. Here's the double 1 one. We're going to roll a 6-sided dice and see what happens. Alright, they get the charge roll, which will work out. They'll go forward 6 inches, and they'll just charge towards their date with destiny out in the open of the field. 6 inches, here we go. I could see that being a bad thing at some point in the battle, especially because if they were in close order, they'd break close order and charge the enemy. But yep, this one they just kind of do what I wanted to do anyway, so I got lucky on that one. We'll move over to this unit here, and they will. I think they're going to go into close order. So they succeed. They're into close order, and in this rule set, if I did mention before, they can move at normal speed, so it's not a huge. It's pretty good benefit to being in that, unless you get outflanked. There is flanks in this game, which is kind of nice too. I enjoy that so far. Even though I haven't done it, but I do like to outflank, especially on this. I don't even know, what are we, 12, 14 foot wide table. Plenty of room to outflank. These skirmish unit will try to move forward. Actually, yeah, because they can only shoot 12 inches. There is a, I'm going to stand up here so don't throw up. There is a skirmish unit right there. So they do have the option to do the skirmish move. I'm gonna do some measurements here because shooting's fun. So in a skirmish move, they could move half movement and then fire at half firepower. So if you add up the it's actually 16 inches. They would be in range. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a skirmish. We'll try to pass a skirmish move forward 4 inches, and then shoot with 6 dice at these guys. It'll be in hard cover, unfortunately, because they are skirmishers in light cover, so that goes up to hard cover. Another random event. Let's see what happens. I'm going to use that little small red washer there to try to cue me to remember that these guys have ammunition problems. They will have a -1 to shoot the rest of the game as they get the past the ammunition rando. This unit will also do the same thing and try to skirmish forward and fire. Blue dice have gone cold. They fail their order. Got some command control issues up here. Moving farther north, the Zouaves is going to try to form into close order in center town. Union continuing to struggle. Not going well. These skirmishers will... I'm actually going to try to get them into this building here. They're going to move to the... They're going to go into that little plaza. They're going to try to move around the building and start heading into their next turn. And that is a corral, not a plaza. But no, I roll ice cold. Light cavalry behind them. I'm going to try to move up and then head down the road. Light cavalry start dashing through the streets of Danville, going out to meet the Confederate charge. Union's got to get it together here. We're failing miserably. Alright, Doug's going to try to set the example here. He's going to move forward with his guys to the wall. They're in close order, so that's a +1. He's there, that's a +1. So we're looking at a 4 for Doug. So like the boss that he is, Doug moves his boys up to the fence, get that hard cover bonus. They're in close order, they're looking hot. He's pointing off to the right to that unit. He's going to try to rally them with a +1 because he's nice and close. Doug wants some skirmish support too. He's yelling down the street at those guys. Hopefully next turn they'll come down here and help support the Union left. All right, this disordered Union infantry unit, it's got a -1 because they have 1 disordered marker, and they get a +1 for being within 12 inches of Doug. So they need to roll a 6 to break this disorder. That's a successful rally. That will end Union turn 1. Not very successful. Maybe because I've got my officers on each side of the flank and nothing in the middle, but most likely it's just I just rolled like complete poop for the Union there. I think I started off rolling red dice for him, and I was like, oh, I gotta switch, and it didn't get any better when I switched to the blue dice. So that's it for the Union. City of Danville started to get threatened. Let's see what they can do. A lot of shots of empty buildings and stuff, and then Mike DeSleret over there on the far right of the Union yelling at that artillery to actually put a cannonball in the breach. All right, turn 2 for the Confederates. Light infantry is going to try to move into these trees, and then they'll try to threaten the Union right. Mike D is really going to start feeling the pressure on his right as the he can see horses moving through the woods. Never a good sign. He has no skirmishers. I put them all in town like an idiot. Way to go, baby. All right, see if the Confederate artillery piece is in range. I'm pretty sure after that unintended but intended charge by that unit, they'll be within 36 inches. I'm just going to double check real quick. Yes, they are in range. These guys are going to try to roll a 6 to get some shots off. Can I roll any more double ones? I'm doing awesome. Oh my gosh. Sorry guys. A little rusty. All that work I did at my job, it's not paying off with the dice gods. Well, not terrible. They pushed the gun forward 2 inches. That's maybe that'll pay off in the end, but they do not fire this time. This close order unit will try to move forward. They get the bonus of +1 for that. They're not within 12 inches of the commander of their second lieutenant, so they'll just need a 5. They move forward 6 inches. I love it. And now to their right, see if this camera will pivot. It probably won't. I'm just going to pick it up a little bit. We got William Alexander Pierce will move his unit forward. Sit will try to at least. Needing a 4 with his command bonus. Almost having those random good events. I would have liked that. He leads his section forward towards the outskirts of Danville, looking to do some damage. Way to go. This unit now is outside of 12 inches. They'll move forward with a 5+. Second Lieutenant Pierce has got his TAC in gear. They're moving forward across the lines down here, showing the Union what's up. Skirmishers out there in front. I'm going to see if they're in range or not. I think they can't shoot as far. 1 second. They are just in range of those Union that failed to move. They're at 12 inches. They'll try to pass an order to fire. That sharpshooter section will fire 12 dice at long range. They do have a range of 12 inches. I think if you take the sharpshooter special trait, they can fire farther than that, but they don't deserve that yet. Got to do something good. Let's see what they got to hit on here. 12 shots, hitting on 5s, needing, because they're skirmishers, they're considered in cover. So that's every 3 5s will kill a guy. All right, so they are able to hit, and they kill 1 guy. Definitely not as bloody as Men Who Would Be Kings, but more on that on the next video. I think if that was Men Who Would Be Kings, they would have killed them and their relatives on Ancestry.com. So they lose 1 guy, so we got to do a morale test. They're at a 7+ to avoid becoming disordered. They're able to pass that like a boss, and we'll move next down to the next skirmish unit, but I don't think they have anybody in range. Let me see. They're going to try to skirmish forward and then fire to their right at the Union artillery. Put some pressure on them. All right, they move forward. They skirmish. They're going to fire to their right at the artillery. Artillery always counts like they're in cover, but they're behind a stone wall anyway, so they're in max cover. But they're in close range, so every 3 5 I roll, every 3rd 5th, or every 3rd 5 I roll. Gosh, that was a struggle. I hope it's going to be easier to roll it than to say it. They will kill a member of the artillery team. Had a bit of a crap angle on that dice roll pool there. Sorry about that, but only 1 6, no 5, so no casualties, no hits. All right, these Zouaves are going to try to go into close order, needing a 5. They succeed. Next to them, Second Lieutenant Kirk will try to move his men forward, needing a 4. Confederate advance continues. Confederate artillery is going to fire on that same unit if possible. They need a 6 to launch another cannonball on those guys that just rallied. They will send a cannonball blazing towards those gentlemen in cover at long range. They suffer another casualty. They'll need to roll a 6+ to avoid disorder. And on this game, unlike Men Who Would Be Kings, I'm 90% sure you don't have to rally. It's not an imperative. You can keep your disordered pin and keep on trucking. It's just if you get one disorder, I mean you get another disorder, and then on your third one you're basically toast. So if you make that command decision to go, I got to keep shooting, I can't rally here because they're just going to keep pouring casualties on me, you can do that. This unit here is going to try to pass with a 5+ because they're in close order and move forward 6 inches. They move forward 6 inches. The skirmishers in front of them will try to do the same thing. They move forward as a skirmish screen towards Doug Carmichael's line, and then this last unit will try to move forward 6 inches. And they advance forward 6 inches as well. All right, there we go. Big successes for the Confederacy as they move forward. And now we'll go into Union turn 2, excuse me. All right, starting off down here, Mike D. Gonna try to put his boys in close order and just try to figure out where the heck the enemy's coming from. Uh-oh, our first random good event. Let's see what happens. They can get in close order. It's a rally around the flag is the random event. They have no disordered units. That would have been a free undisorder any unit on the table, which is hot. But not necessary at this time, but still. I like it. Mike gets his boys into close order. 180-degree firing arc with in close order, so that's pretty dang good. But trying to watch out for the cavalry coming from their right, and then the Union onslaught under the command of William Alexander Pierce coming straight at him. Might have left him a little bit undergunned down here on his on the right. All right, speaking of undergunned, Union artillery gonna fire at the closest target if they can roll over a 6. All right, I'm starting to feel better about my Men Who Would Be Kings Confederate artillery debacle. Well, they could only fire 2 shots the entire game, one out of each gun. They brought 1 cannonball with them. Those guys fail again, cannot fire. These guys gonna try to go into close order, needing a 6. Mike D's command struggling down here on the Union right. This unit gonna try to go into close order, needing a 6. All right, little bit of success for the Union, outstanding. They get a unit into close order. These skirmishers, they're gonna try to. They got the -1 to shoot because they have low ammo. They're just going to try to move forward, get up behind that fence, and then see what damage they can do later on. They still got their low ammo chip. They move up to the fence line. Just got to do something here. These gentlemen, they're not even going to try to move. They're just going to fire in place. 12 shots at these guys in hard cover. All right, they get 12 shots in hard cover. Let me see how many 5s they're gonna have to roll to take a casualty, cause a casualty. So every 3 hits, they will kill a guy of this skirmish unit. All right, they're able to pick off one of those Confederate skirmishers. They'll take a morale check at -1, needing a 7. So they take their first disorder marker. There you go. Things are happening. All right. I forgot to move these gentlemen back here. They're going to try to move forward needing a 5. All right. They succeed. They move up towards that gap between the houses. And they'll hopefully get engaged here next turn. Union Zouaves in town. Moving into close order if possible. Zouaves continue to fail. Light cavalry, gonna shoot up the road, try to cause some damage, needing a 6. Uh-oh, that might freak out those rebel skirmishers, as they didn't expect a cavalry unit to come running down the street right at them. Uh-oh, that should be... I don't know if their evade's gonna be enough to avoid that onslaught. They do move 8 inches, so maybe. Next in line, these Union skirmishers are gonna try to move forward and form a screen to protect their artillery. Which they do. Getting kind of pretty on the just outside of town. Oh, nice. Got a nice little engagement going on. All right, this Union infantry is going to try to form into close order before they get hit with more cannonballs. All right, they form up very nicely behind that wall with their 10 remaining troops. Doug was lining up these gentlemen here, but they are a ½ inch out of range. So he's ready to take the charge. And that all, I got the Union artillery piece I almost forgot to do. See if they can do anything. They're going to try to pass a 6 and fire straight ahead at these Confederate Zouaves in close order at long range. Alright, they unleash a cannonball at the Zouaves. That's my first cannon shot against close order units. I think that there's a bonus in there. 2 Zouaves are killed. They are within 12 inches of the of Second Lieutenant Kirk, and they're in close order, so they'll need a 6 not to become disordered. So they keep it together. All right, and that'll end turn 2, and we'll do a quick drone feed across the battlefield. Probably do one of these every 2 turns. Getting used to it. Very easy to get used to it. Little bit. It's very simple. Very easy to get confused with the every 2 dice or every 3 dice or killing a guy. That just takes a second, but that's just a quick reference back, and it's only round 2 of my first game, so it's very simple. I think if I just wouldn't have played Men Who Would Be Kings a little while ago, it'd probably be a different kettle of fish here. Of course, nowhere near as bloody as that game, but enjoying it. Looks good. Loving. I'm just excited to be playing, to tell you the truth, after the last week. Woo! All right, so we've got. We're moving into combat here. We definitely got some cool stuff going on in town now, as the Confederate skirmisher just kind of ran out here, and now we've got Union cavalry and skirmishers. I was very happy with that move where they jumped out to protect the artillery. I didn't even think about that when I ran those skirmishers in there. Not a big man on static. If you haven't watched my games before, I will err on the side of aggression. I think when I play against James, he's even more aggressive than me, which is crazy. So I'm trying to learn from my boy. As the attack will continue, we'll see what happens. When these units get to half strength, they get a permanent disorder marker, which will start making units a lot more fragile. And we'll go from there. But yeah, no complaints. Really enjoying it. I'm liking that there is flanks. I'm liking that there is better movement or ability to command with the close order. I think the fact that close order aren't punished in their movement range kind of makes up for the fact that, you know, they're still only moving 6 inches, which isn't bad at all. But I really want to get some shock infantry out here at some point, and some heavy cavalry and stuff, even though it didn't really exist in the Civil War. But we're going to do it anyway. We're going to have some fun. So, and more light infantry. And the Union Zouaves are doing terrible, and so is the Union artillery so far. But that's all right. Just a little bit of command friction. That's what you want. But overall, kind of going the way I want it to. Everything's moving about 90%. All right, on to turn 3. All right, start off turn 3 down here on the Confederate left. Light infantry is going to try to move through here. If you can see my hand, probably not. That way. Wish them luck, buddy. Here we go. All right, they're scooting around the side. I might have to move a little bit here. Sorry, people. Getting on that flank of the Union. They're still technically in the 180-degree arc. You know, I'll have to do a judgment call on that, but that's the rules, baby. The only one with a really limited firing cone is that artillery up behind them. All right, we will move on to the next unit. That was a good move. This artillery unit struggling still. Gonna try to get a fire order off and nail those infantry up against the side of the building. Confederacy's starting to click. It'll be at long range, but basically in the open. So, ouch. They blow away 3 guys. That's pretty devastating in this game as far as I can tell. They're in close order, so it's a -2 break test. See if they become disordered. Awesome. They pass it like a beast. That double 6 does not count because there was an attempted activation. Moving to the right of the artillery piece, Confederate line and Confederate section in close order will advance. Thankfully, they were within 12 inches of their second lieutenant, and they're in close order, so they only needed a 4, I think. All right, gotta do some tactics here. I'm gonna move this unit first, because these guys will keep their bonus with them because the commander's with that unit. So these guys will need a 4 to move forward 6 inches. Second Lieutenant Pierce has got it clicking. All right, gonna move over to his own unit as he marches down the center towards the Union line. All right, they retire the colors to the rear as the Confederates under Second Lieutenant Pierce move forward. Oh, nice. All right, that's a good picture. I'm gonna grab that one. These guys are disordered. They're going to try to rally. Got 1 pin on them. No one's near them. They're going to need a 7. All right, successful rally. Nice. See if they can survive a turn. These guys are in trouble here. I'm going to try and attack. Let's do some hand-to-hand. I haven't done it yet. Might as well start small. The Union skirmishers could have evaded, but they're not going to, just because it's pretty much an even fight here. These guys are going hand to hand, and I got to read the rules. And I forgot to mention they needed a 6 to pass the order, and they were 5 inches away from their target, so that's why they were able to reach the hand to hand. If I would have rolled like a 4, well, they wouldn't have passed anyway. So, but if they were 7 inches away, it wouldn't have got done. So skirmishers suck in hand to hand, so they fight on 6s. The Confederates charge, so they get a 5, and every 2 hits will kill somebody, and whoever has the most kills basically wins. And they all roll 12 dice because they're full units. A very sedate hand-to-hand. Both sides lose 1. Since the Union wasn't defending a position, they have to fall back 4 inches like they've done, and the Confederacy stands champion right in front of a cannon. I think they both have to take a morale test. Let me see. Yes, they do. Both sides need to get a 7 to not pick up a disordered pin. All right, no one's disordered. That's over. I'm gonna try something. Well, no, these guys are just in 12 inches. These Zouaves are going to try to move forward in close order, needing a 4. Second Lieutenant Kurt's unit's going to do the same thing, and they'll need a 4 as well. This next unit's going to need a 5. Well, let me see if this artillery can fire or not. Bit of a dangerous shot with units in front. As I said before, this isn't a laser-guided or satellite-guided weaponry. They're going to hold fire and try to move forward 2 inches. Mission accomplished. This line needs a 5 to move forward into that space. Skirmish unit's going to try to move forward and draw fire from Lieutenant Carmichael. They're being a good skirmish screen, just doing their job, moving forward. The French voltigeurs will be proud. Final unit in on the Confederate far right, advancing on a 5. Oh, they get a naughty roll. So they freak out, leave close order, and charge towards Carmichael's unit. Oh, wow. Getting crazy over here on the north side of Danville. Alright, since we're here, we'll start down here. Let me see which unit's closer to Doug. I think it's a skirmish screen, but he's going to unload. They're going to need a 4 to present and fire. Isn't there? Oh, there might be a first fire in this too. I totally forgot. Oh! Alright, I found out a couple things there. One, there is no first fire. I don't know where the heck I picked that up at. I probably read some other rules. Units on hills can fire over targets. So these artillery... I still think I made the right decision on that cannon, but on others, if it's questionable, yeah, they're over the top of the other unit. They can fire over them overhead. So, yay! If units also can get in buildings and get up on the top floor and do the same thing, which I probably should have done with the Union a little bit. Okay, so yeah, they could have had like you know, I don't know, I forget what it's called, where they have the guys on a firing step over the other unit blasting away. Okay, like a redoubt. Okay, so we can fire here. I can't remember if I passed the order or not. Let me check real quick on the camera. I never rolled for Lieutenant Carmichael. He needs a 4. Oh no, panic stations. These guys also need a 4. These guys are in their 180-degree front, so they're going to fire at those skirmishers. They're going to blast away at the skirmishers, who count as being in cover, but they have a fence between them. Let me get down here and take a look. Yeah, they would get hard cover. So, yep, hard cover for you, buddy. All right, these gentlemen usually have a hit on a 5, but they're in close order, so it goes down to 4s. Every 4th hit, because of the cover, is going to kill a guy. They are at close range. And that's it. 12 shots. Great shooting, but thanks to the cover, only 1 skirmisher is killed. They're going to need to roll a 7+ to pass the morale test. Skirmishers are disordered. Alright, these skirmishers are going to try to fire into those skirmishers at close range. Needing a 6 to pass an order to fire. Gonna blast away with 12 shots into soft cover. Every 3rd hit will kill somebody. They kill a guy. They're gonna need to roll a 7 to be not to be disordered. All right, they pass. Cavalry gonna try to charge these guys. See if they can make it. They pass the order. These guys are going to try to evade. All right, these guys need a 6 to evade. Light cavalry closes the gap after they fail their skirmish move. If they would have made it, they would have moved 4 inches and they could have fired 6 shots. And that would have been ended at the end of the battle. But they failed it, so they basically just turn and take it on the chin. Cavalry rolled a 6 plus 6. They rolled an 8, so they go 14 inches and slam into these skirmishers and basically in the open. All right, they're both rolling 12 dice. Skirmishers are hitting on 6s. Cavalry's hitting on 4s. And it's a lot easier for the cavalry to kill the skirmishers. One light cavalry trooper is killed. 3 skirmishers, leaving 1 man left in the unit. They'll pick up a permanent disorder there for being less than half strength. Now the cavalry needs to roll a 7 plus and oh gosh, the one Confederate's got to roll a 9 plus for morale tests. So the both units fail and are disordered. These guys are double disordered. They retreat back 4 inches, and now the artillery piece will try to pass an order and just disintegrate them just for fun. All right, send it. Point blank range, hitting them with the. They don't have what's it called? Canister in this one. Unfortunately, that'd be awesome. Close range. Here comes all the shells. Awesome marksmanship. That probably would have killed off the entire squad anyway. He's gone. They lose the first unit, and I'll see you later. I don't think anyone's in 12 inches of them, so it's no big checks for a unit getting wiped out. All right, for the millionth time in this game, the Zouaves going to try to form close order. Meeting a 6. It's the Christmas miracle. The Zouaves finally form close order. What a joke. All right, let's see if they can get the battle here. We need them. We need these boys to get out here and go either way to help out. All right, Union skirmishers going to try to pass an order and fire into hard cover at those skirmishers. All right, 12 shots. This is good. This is not good shooting. Every 4, 5, or 6 will not every 4, 5, and 6. Every 4th 5 or 6 will kill a guy. Almost. No casualties. These guys are... I got low on ammo. I don't know. I'm going to try to go over the top and start running after these guys. Oh, let's go for it. They're short of the target, but they're out there to do hand-to-hand. All right. Nice. Why not? Unit back there, gonna try to need a 5 to advance forward in close order. Here they come, coming to the front lines. All right, these guys are gonna try to. Who are they gonna fire at? Because these guys are kind of. Let's see if these guys are in 18 inches. Yeah, they're gonna try to volley fire on this unit here, needing a 5. Alright, volley fire at long range. No cover. Everybody's far enough away from the walls here. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s, but needing 3 hits to get a kill. 2 guys are killed. For the morale test, they get a +1 for being in close order, and they get a +1 for being within 12 inches of their commander. So they just need a 6. Alright, they passed that with flying colors. Alright, this unit hasn't done a damn thing all game. Trying to get into close order, needing a 6. Alright, they form up into close order. Things are starting to click for the Union. They're struggling. These guys are fresh out of the recruitment office, so that's okay. Let's see if this artillery piece next door can do anything. Alright, they are within a foot of Mike Desloré, so they're going to need a 5 to unleash on that unit that got hit by that volley fire. Alright, turn 3 is the turn of destiny for the Union. They finally figured out how to work their artillery piece. They're at long range, firing into a close order unit, hitting on, I think, 3, 4, 5s, and 6s. Is that right? I'll double check it. That's correct. 3, 4, 5, and 6s. Every third hit will blow somebody away. 3 more guys are decapitated by that cannonball. They're still over 6, so they can hold close formation, and they're within 12 of their leader. So they just need a hang on, 7 plus morale check. That is kind of fitting, as they are disordered by that volley fire, cannonball fire, combo kick. Some of those guys are outside the 180, so they can't. So Mike's going to try to rotate his unit, stay in close order, and then defend this wall. Mike's guys rotate, kind of close off that flank from the Confederate cavalry. All right, got cool things happening here. That's the end of, is it turn 3? Yeah, I guess so. Stand it up. Good attack by the Confederates. Casualties are starting to mount. Nowhere near at the pace of the men who would be kings, but you know, we're doing something. Skirmish unit got wiped off the face of the planet by a combo of skirmish fire, cavalry charge, and then artillery canister fire, point blank range. Not good. And the Union has the 3 units that had done nothing have all kind of woken up. Okay, let's get on to the next turn. Alright, starting off on the Confederate left. I would never recommend this after reading the rules, but I want to try it. Mike slid his unit over to the right. They're defending that obstacle. Light cavalry was bearing down on them. Yeah, they could turn around and run away. But we're going to go for it. We're going to attack them behind an obstacle. Now, one, they have to see if they can pass an order and get there, which shouldn't be that difficult of a time because they'll add +6 to their roll. But they automatically take a disordered marker attacking the unit back there, and that affects them in combat. Let's see if they make it. Alright, they're in. Hand-to-hand time. Let's see how this goes. Yeah. So Mike's guys are going to get a bonus for being behind the defense, and they're also going to get a bonus for these guys being 1 disordered pin. But it takes I think every 3 hits the cavalry. The cavalry also gets a bonus because they are attacking. Oh, and it won't apply on this attack, but cavalry can never, of course, defend a obstacle. So even against other cavalry. Alright, they both lose a guy. Cavalry has to fall back because the Union was defending an obstacle. And now they both have to take a disordered or morale test -1, but it might be -2 for the cavalry because they've already got a pin. I gotta check on that one. It's gonna be -2 for the cavalry. So they're gonna need an 8. Would be -1 for these gentlemen, but they are in close order. So, and they also have their second lieutenant with them. So they're going to actually be a +1. They'll need a 5. Outstanding moral fortitude there for both sides. They passed their morale tests. No extra pins. Next up, this artillery piece is going to try to get it together and launch a cannonball at those Union on top of the hill. They're in range at long range. Alright, send it. Shell is on the way. Looking for 3s, and every 3rd hit, because it's at long range, will kill a guy. They blow away 3 guys. -2 morale check because of the close order, needing an 8. Alright, they scooch on by. This Confederate unit here is going to need a 4. And they're going to try to do volley fire against those gentlemen ahead of them against the wall. Now I did, in my original thoughts, I did miss the disordered pin on these guys, but we're already down that road, so we're going to just show the mechanic. With your disordered, you only get 6 shots. So they're looking for 6 shots, but they're in close order, so they're going to be hitting on 4s, but they're at long range at 18 or 16 inches, so they need 3 hits to kill somebody. They're able to kill 1 guy. Those guys are in close order. They'll need a 6 not to become disordered behind their musket smoke. They become disordered themselves. Alright, next up, those gentlemen. Facing off against the skirmishers that ran out in front of them. I'm just going to try to blast them, point blank range, see how that does. If you got them, 12 shots, hitting on, oh gosh, 4s, right? Yep, hitting on 4s. Every 2 will kill somebody. No, it's every 3 actually, because these are light infantry, and even though they're at close range, they're considered in soft cover. And I apologize to all light infantry in the world, they're actually skirmishers. Little cut below. Light cover saved a few of them. Good job, gentlemen. It's hard to believe they got that at that close, but oh well. That's the rules, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I'm in doubts, but I'm going to stick with it. -2. So they need an 8 for the morale test. Oh, they pass it like a boss. Alright, these guys. I'm making sure they're within 18 inches of them. And then we'll do some volley fire if they are. Alright, 16 inches. Needing a 5 to get their act together. And they made it, but technically they needed a 4 because of the close order and the closeness of the 2nd Lieutenant Pierce. I did forget in those rules that Pierce has got that feared rule, so there should have been a -1 check for those skirmishers on their morale test, but I think they made it anyway. I think they made it rock solid. Alright, 12 shots. Every 3rd will remove a guy. No cover. Needing 4s to hit. They lose a guy, they need to get a 6 to break their to beat their morale test. They laugh at that 1 casualty. Alright, sharpshooters. Firing other sharpshooters. Let's see if they can do it. They need a 6 to pass the order. Alright, 12 shots hitting on 5s. But every well, they're in light cover. Every 3rd will take care of a guy. They fail miserably. Alright. Zouaves, in close order, at long range. Gonna try to fire over with the disordered Union light cavalry. Needing a 4 to pass an order. Alright, 12 shots. Long range. Here we go. Alright, they are able to kill one of the cavalry troopers. They're going to take a break test. Looks like it'll be -2. Nice shooting by the Zouaves. They passed that break test. Strong work, gentlemen. Moving down the Confederate line. Closest threat for Second Lieutenant Kirk. Those gentlemen in hard cover back there. So he's going to try to roll a 3 to pass an order and unleash a volley. And let me think about that for one more second. Actually, he's going to try to move forward to that stone wall. So he will get to the stone wall. We'll do that first. Then he gets the random event with a double 6. Up against the wall. They're going to be on equal footing. Both of them are in hard cover. And now we'll see what the random event is. That's rally around the flag, boys. So they're going to actually... They've got that skirmisher to their right that's disordered, but it's more importantly, they're going to pull way down here. Don't throw up. They're going to remove this disorder. It could do it off the cavalry, but I think the cavalry's going to fall back into the trees. These guys are going to continue to push. So that unit is no longer disordered. Alright, this unit's going to try to move forward, needing a 4 to get up against that fence there and open a firing lane for the artillery. They move up against the snake rail fence, opening up this gap. Good enough for the artillery. They're elevated, and that's plenty of room for my mind. They're going to kick out a cannonball against those gentlemen if they can, behind the stone fence. Oh, send it. Long range shot against those gentlemen in close order, needing 3s, but every 4th cannonball will hit somebody because of their light cover at long range. Alright, they lose 2 casualties. They're gonna need 6 to pass their morale test. They pass like a boss. Those skirmishers are gonna try to rally. They need a 7. They passed. Now these guys are gonna try to form back into close order after they did that kind of foobar-y charge forward thing. All right, and they form into line. One reason I did, why do you rally a unit right in front of another one? If you are a disordered unit in this game, you can ignore that unit and not fire it and follow the rules and follow the shooting at the closest target. So now that they are no longer disordered, if this Union line can pass an order like they failed last time, they have to fire into the skirmishers. And we'll go right into that right now because you guessed it, it's turn 4 for the Union. Alright, down here with Doug Carmichael. Get his boys together. A little bit of an embarrassment last turn. Couldn't get off a shot. He's talked to him pretty firmly, I'm sure, and sternly. Needing a 4. Pass an order.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2, ready?
Alright, 12 shots. Volley fire. Into light cover because they're skirmishers. Needing 4s. Every 3rd will kill a dude. Two skirmishers are killed. They drop down to 3 guys at half strength. They pick up a permanent disordered marker now because they're down there. And they've got a -3, needing a 9 morale test. So they pick up the second disordered pin. They're 1 away from Toast Land. And there they are. Nice. Alright, these guys are going to try to roll a... They're still at over half strength. They're not disordered. They're going to try to fire at these gentlemen, needing a 4 to pass an order.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2, ready?
Looking for 4s in light cover. They kill 2 guys. They get their close order and they're in 12 inches of their commander or their second lieutenant, so they'll get a need a 6 to pass the morale test. These boys were picking tobacco last week. Now they're on the battlefield. They're like, what is going on? They're not used to it. Alright, sorry, they're southern boys. Probably from Tennessee. They are disordered. Nice shooting by the Union. Alright, Union gun. Next over. Gonna fire at these gentlemen. Well, actually, can it? No, I think it has to fire it. Well, let me check the angles here. These guys are kind of out of the cone. So these guys are in the open. Actually, hang on, stand by. Low angle view. Should have been done it the whole time. No, they are closer to the snake rail fence. They'll pick up light cover. Oh, plus they're light infantry, so they'll go to hard cover, which will drop them down to cover because it's artillery. Artillery will need a 6 to pass an order, and then it's at long range. All that crazy math I did beforehand just messed up that artillery. They can't get the shell down range. We try to rally with this cavalry. They need a 7. They rally, and just to for theatrics, I kind of turned them while they were all talking to get their crap together. All right, this skirmisher is going to try to move forward, needing a 6. Actually, they're going to move into that building on the 2nd floor. Yeah, see the guns sticking out the windows? Yeah, they're ready for action in there. Need to break out the bolt action high explosive orders and blow them out of that building. Good move. Should have done it earlier. Buildings are nice. Okay, Zawavs. Gonna try to move up that road back there. Haven't had much success this game. Gotta talk a little smack to motivate these guys as they move through town. They should be combat effective next turn. Yes. Loving it. Great job, buddies. Better late than never. These skirmishers feel like they're at the disadvantage, and they are the ones defending the city, so they're going to try to move back and look for some kind of better cover. Or they might just fail miserably and do nothing. Alright, volley fire. Needing a 5 to fire back at the guys that just shot at them. These guys will be in light cover.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2. Hey, ready?
I'll fire straight ahead at those Confederates in light cover, long range. Yeah, they made the roll. Two of those rebels were slain. Even morale test because of the close order and the officer proximity. Alright, they pass. Outstanding. Suicide charge time. These guys are going to go in against... try to charge 2nd Lieutenant Pierce's unit. Oh, they go in crazy monkey style. 12 dice each. Confederates will actually be at a slight disadvantage just because they don't hit on as high a die because they can't counterattack. Since the Union is skirmishers, I don't think they fight as good. So everyone's hitting on 5s. In a very strange turn of events, the skirmishers defeat that line unit. They both take 1 casualty. The Confederates fall back, and now these guys pick up a permanent disordered marker for being at 3 casualties, and they both take a disorder check. 2nd Lieutenant Pierce will need a 5, and these guys they lost a casualty, so they need a 7. They have a disordered marker, they need an 8, and Pierce has feared, so they need a 9 to pass. Outstanding. They both passed their morale tests. That's pretty awesome. Gentlemen, I'm going to try to rally. They'll need a 6. These guys will need a 5 to move forward to the shrubs to gain some light cover. They move up behind those bushes. Probably in range now to start engaging. I'll slide over to the Union artillery. Let's see what they can they see the other artillery piece? I think they can. Yeah. They're going to try to shoot the other artillery piece. 12 shots, long range. These guys are considered in light cover, but they automatically go to the open with the artillery shell. Hitting 4s. They lose a gunner. They just missed losing a 2nd, which would have got them the permanent disordered marker, which would have been clutch. So they need a 7 to not go disordered. Artillery piece goes disordered after that round takes off one of their guys' heads. And the very last guy for turn 4, desperation, gonna need a 4 to pass an order and fire a close range volley into these light cavalry.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2. Hey, ready?
Mike hammers down with a volley, looking for 4s. Every other will kill somebody. No cover here. He kills 2 troopers, giving them a permanent disordered marker, taking them up to 2 pins, or 2 disordered markers. So that's going to mean, ooh, An 8. They're at a 10 not to flee the battlefield. Mike D gets the confirmed kill as he drives off the Confederate light cavalry off the Union right flank. Clears the way. Strong work, gentlemen. All right, and that'll end turn 4. Going on to turn 5. Things are, yeah, liking the way this is going now. Started off a little slow. Once you start getting into that closer range, it works out as far as I can tell right now. More to come on that, of course, but nice. Rocking it out into turn 5, starting off down here on the Confederate left. Their first artillery piece is going to try to rally, needing a 7. Ooh, they were close to picking up that second disordered pin there. Just if you get a 2 or less after it's modified, you're hosed. All right, moving to the right with the Confederacy. This was the route, the unit that rallied around the flag. They benefited from the double 6 down the battlefield. These guys are going to, they're 1 over going at half strength, so they're still good. They're going to fire a 12-shot volley. I think it's at 14 inches against that Union line ahead of them. These two units are going to combine and try to wail on them. All right, so here we go. Needing 4, and every third hit will kill somebody.
Prepare to fire. 5 to 2. Hey, ready?
All right, they pick a man off, shaving that unit down to 8 guys. They have a they're out of command range, so they're going to need a 7+ on this -1 morale test. All right, they passed. Moving on to this unit, they're going to fire at that same unit. They can ignore these skirmishers because they are broken. I'm going to leave them for the unit to the right here. These guys need a 4 because they're under command of Lieutenant Pierce to do volley fire.
Prepare to fire. 5 to 2. Hey, ready? Hey.
All right, they cut loose at long range, needing 4s. They lose another man. They need another 6 to pass this morale test. Avoid going disordered. They passed that. There's two Confederate line units just kind of peppering away. This unit on the right here, they need a 4 to volley fire into that disordered skirmish unit. They're just going to try to take them out of their misery.
Prepare to fire. 5 to 2. Hey, ready?
12 shots, hitting on 4s every other will kill. That close. Oh no, it's every third because they're skirmishers. Oh, they kill 2 of them. So they've got a -3 right now. This could be fun. They're already disordered and they've got low ammunition. Oh, they buckle under that, and they are off the battlefield. That's the first Union unit destroyed. They are within 12 inches of those units. I think they have to take tests too, I believe. All right, this Union unit behind the smoke cloud to the left of the building, they have to take a +1 morale test because they were in 12 inches of that skirmish unit that got wiped out. Same with this unit to the other side too of that building. They're both there. They're both in close order, so we'll do this one first over here on the left. They had a couple guys in this unit that were playing dice last night with those skirmish units, so they are relieved they are wiped out. Don't gotta pay that debt back, baby. Let's try this unit here. And they aren't affected either. All right, so no one cares about that unit. Oh well. These skirmishers are going to fire long range at this skirmish group in light cover.
Prepare to fire. 5 to 2. Hey, ready?
12 shots, looking for 3 5s. They aren't able to seal the deal and just kill one skirmisher on the other side. -1 break test, looking for a 7. Those skirmishers become disordered. Sorry about your luck, baby. Alright, these Zouaves are going to try to skirmish move forward because they're light infantry. Try to get up to the fence line, fire 6 shots in hard cover at the Union artillery piece back to behind the stone wall. Alright, 6 shots, needing 4s, looking for 4. Best chance they might kill a guy if they roll really good. Alright, those mini balls slam all over that building, miss completely. Almost forgot there is Union infantry up there in that building too. I'll bet you $1 million I forget them during the battle on the Union turn. We'll see. These guys in location, they're happy. They've moved up. Second Lieutenant James Kirk gonna finally engage his boys. They're firing a volley into hard cover at the Union other side of that stone fence. It's at close range.
Prepare to fire. 5 2. Hey, ready?
They're very eager to finally use their muskets. 12 shots. Looking for 4s. And hard cover at close range is 3 dice. Right? I mean, let me add that up. No, I think it's 4 dice. Oh, good lord. They are able to pick a guy off, so they need a 6. No, a 5 because they're right near Second Lieutenant Carmichael to stay in the fight. They passed without issue. All right. This unit is going to try to rally. They're within, well, they are within 12 of Second Lieutenant Kirk, so they're going to need a, hang on. They're going to need a 5 to get out of, to rally this disordered pin off. All right, success. These skirmishers are going to need a 7 to do the same. No, an 8. They have 2 disordered pins. They fail miserably. They pick up their 3rd disordered pin and they flee the battlefield. And they're going to inflict 2 morale tests on these 2 units here. Both needing 5s to not care if the skirmishers just totally wet themselves in front of them. We'll start with this unit over here first. They just became undisordered. Well, they were a little fragile, but they pass. Now this unit over here, see if they can do the same thing. All right, they pass as well. Now they get to go. They're gonna try like a rebel yell, and they're gonna try to charge. There's no rebel yell game in this, but that's basically what's coming down to. They're gonna try to attack these guys at the objective, not the objective, at the wall. Attack going in. Confederates going to get a bonus for charging. Union will get a little bonus for defending an objective. That's it. Let's see if Doug Carmichael's discipline pays off on his troops here as they engage these rebel unit in hand-to-hand. Everyone's rolling 12 dice, I'll tell you that. So the Union owns the objective. They're usually hitting on 5s. Go down to 4 because they're in close order. Every other hit will kill somebody. The Confederates charged in close order, so they're hitting on 3s, and every 3 3s will kill somebody. What a mess. Doug's got nothing to add to this combat, but hopefully I won't forget to roll for casualties again, even though I'm not in a big hurry to kill Doug, just want to play the game right. Hang in there, Carmichael, you got this, baby. Or I did make a mistake a couple turns ago when the Confederate unit underneath the command of William Alexander Pierce was forced to retreat. They should have come out of close order. I didn't catch that one, so chalk that up as a mistake. Also, these guys, Doug's unit loses 2. The attacking Confederates lose 1. Doug's forced to retreat, come out of close order, and the Confederates choose not to cross over. They could storm the objective, but they're going to want to keep the hard cover. As far as just tactically, I think it's a good idea. So they're going to hold that, and now we've got disordered checks or morale tests for both sides. After the bonuses, Doug's guys need a 7. That's a -1 check, and the Confederates got an even, need a 6. Not very bloody. I think the combination of not the best dice rolling and just the hard cover. We'll see. Well, it didn't look too bad to us out here in reality, but it must have been savage to these guys. The Confederates barely pass. Doug gets a modified 2, so he picks up 2 disordered pins. Oh, now we got to see if he's. I roll a double 1 to see if Doug got stabbed during that, which will trigger all kinds of gnarliness. All right, Doug survives, which is great. He's got to do some serious rallying here in a minute, as the Union left is in trouble. Last thing for the Confederacy, as we pan to the left, will be this artillery piece will fire again at that Union unit behind the stone wall. While they're trying to load the cannonball, it falls out and rolls down the hill, so they are not shooting this turn. That'll end the Confederate turn, and now we go into Union turn. I think it's 5. Just read the little placard that's going to pop up here in a second with the crazy music. All right, guys, see you in a second. Alright, Doug's going to try to break out the discipline whip. -2 for the 2 disordered pins, +1 because he's just Doug. And let's see what happens here. They need a 7+ to get back into a disorderless world. All you guys that are my age from that band Devo, crack that whip, baby. Crack that whip. You whip it good. Alright, he whips them good. They're no longer disordered. They're back in action. Hardcore discipline paying off every day of the week. Except when you're playing Men Would Be Kings. Remember that guy was a sadist? He was terrible. Alright, this unit next to them is not disordered. I think the closest unit of these guys behind the stone wall to their left. I'll check the angles, see if they cross over. Well, they're going to get the hardcore cover. Yeah, this unit over here is in their 180 and is the closest target.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2. Hey, ready?
All right, blasting away, looking for 4s, and it's unfortunately it's in hard cover, so they're gonna need every 4th hit is gonna be a casualty. They almost got that second casualty, missed by 1 die. 1 guy's killed. Close order morale test, needing a 6. Alright, they passed. Moving right along. Union gun. Gonna fire. Oh, these guys are the closest target. They're in the 45 too. They're gonna be in hard cover, reduced down to regular cover, but they need a 6 to engage their weapon. They're having issues with the rounds. The boys above them up in the woods, sorry, not woods, in the wooden building, they're going to fire, let me see if that's 12 inches, 1 second. Well, they're at 16 and 17 to both targets. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to sit there and chew tobacco. Alright, cavalry unit now is undisordered. They're going to move out, start trying to threaten these Zouaves. They move up to the fence line. They will jump it next turn, unless they get something else happens to them. But they are moving forward. Zouaves needing a 5 to continue moving forward, try to get involved in this battle. They round the corner, starting to move out towards the Union's left to reinforce what's going on over there. It's not much better to the Union right, but gotta do something. These gentlemen are gonna try to rally off their disordered pin. Massive success. All right. These guys are gonna try to move forward behind that stone wall. They move up behind the stone wall and they get the random good event. Let's roll a die and see what happens. Alright, it's independent fire. This unit will get subject to it. It gets shot at by an off-table marksman. The unseen enemy is the deadliest. Roll 12 dice hitting on 5+, counting at long range. 3 hits cost a casualty. Alright, those rounds from nowhere kill one of the Confederate troops there. They've got a even break test or morale test needing a 6. I forgot. Second Lieutenant Pierce right there. Boom, ready to have an impact. I also forgot to do the his fearsome thing too on the people that made morale tests against his shooting earlier. Okay, let's see what happens. Alright, those gentlemen pass. We'll go on to this unit here. They're going to try to fire at these guys. It's at long range. No cover because they're both far away from the stone wall. So they'll need a 5 to be able to pass an order.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2. Hey, ready?
12 shots, looking for 4s. They kill a guy. They're at half strength, so they get a permanent disorder pin on them. I'm going to check the range on this unit. If they're in range, they're going to fire. Otherwise, they're going to keep moving forward. Union unit is exactly at 18 inches behind that shrubs. Well-manicured shrubs, if I don't mind saying so. They need a 5 to pass an order to fire their first shots of the game.
Prepare to fire. 5, 2. Hey, ready?
Alright, they unleash from the grassy knoll 12 shots, needing 4s every third will take somebody out at long range. Alright, you need 6 guys to stay in close order, so they go down to 4 as they lose 2 more guys from that volley. They have to take a, well, they're close to the leader, so it's a -2. They're looking for an 8 on a -2 break check. So they fail that, become double disordered. That's no bueno. This artillery was debating about firing at the other cannon, but we're going to go for the wipeout. Alright, see if he can roll a 6 to fire a cannonball at these guys. Fox 2, that artillery piece, unloads on these guys. Oh, smoke in the air. Just missed killing one more guy. I mean, so they only take out 1. Casualties are increasing here. Both sides taking losses. Another -2 break test for this unit with a double disordered, a casualty, but a bonus from Second Lieutenant Pierce. Too much emotional damage as they flee the battlefield, just watching guys get obliterated and someone's head get knocked off by a cannonball. Yeah, it sucked. But we do have to do a instant break test on these guys. We're close enough, but they have a +2 bonus to it. Looking for a 4. Alright, Second Lieutenant Pierce keeps his boys under control. And we go out to Mike D on the far left. He's going to pack up his muskets, turn face, and start marching down the road to get engaged. After defending the Union right flank, Mike D marches his boys, with him at the lead, back towards the middle of the battlefield. Alright, there we go. Time to break out the drone feed. We got the disordered Confederate cannon over here. Mike D making a comeback after being victorious on the right. Artillery pieces wiping people out. These 2 Union units, actually 3 Union units, holding out against an attack by Second Lieutenant Pierce, is down to 2 units and a skirmish group. It's getting a little dicey over here on the Confederate left. They need their artillery piece to get back in the battle. Union, sensing victory on the on their right, orders the Zouaves to join the embattled Second Lieutenant Carmichael, who got forced back from his wall as the Second Lieutenant Kirk seems to have the better attack going. He got a little bit of the upper hand, but the Union is falling back in defense and is still in good cover in most places except for except for Carmichael. But I'm assuming Carmichael will do a some kind of suicidal attack or something cool like that. So Confederate gun in the rear needs to get their act together. And yeah, so that's that turn. It's getting good, heating up here in Danville for number 2 battle. We'll see you guys in a second. All right, Confederates gonna start off their turn down here trying to rally this bad boy. Needing a 7. Let's get it together. Oh, they're back online. Hopefully they start shooting next turn, unless they get wailed on by more artillery, which is gonna happen. All right, next up, William Alexander Pierce. Looks like they're in 12 inches. They're gonna go for it against the Union line in hard cover ahead of them. These 2 units are gonna combo up. I think even the skirmish unit might try to go after them too. Everyone's going after them.
Prepare to fire. Mark 2. Hey, ready?
All right, 12 shots incoming, needing force in hard cover. 2 of those Union troops are slain. They need a 7 on the morale check. All right, same thing from this side. This unit needing a 4 to unload with their volley fire against that same unit.
Prepare to fire. Mark 2. Hey, ready?
Second Lieutenant Pierce has got it thumping. I'm gonna I forgot to take his fierce roll off again, so if they take a morale check this time, I'm just gonna add it on to this one, just to be fair. They killed 2 more of them, so they got a -2 break test, needing an 8. These skirmishers over here are kind of equidistant. They're also going to fire at those gentlemen. They're in range at 12.
Prepare to fire. Mark 2. Hey, ready?
They also hit, but they'll need 5s and 6s to hit. They also kill a guy, knocking him down to 6. At half strength, they get a permanent disorder marker. So now they've got to take a big old break test. Looking for an 8 or they are out of here. All right, they get driven off. Now we've got 2. They were both in 12 inches, these units. Both of them have to take a break test or morale check. Skirmishers will be a purple. The other guys will be blue. Skirmish unit becomes disordered. The line unit against the building over here, they've got no issues at all. Looks like just the old tried and true military tactic of combining firepower and just kind of putting more warheads on foreheads than they can fire back is the way to win in this game. They broke that unit down pretty quick. I mean, they taking some casualties, knocking them down, get that permanent disorder on, forcing them to do break tests every time, morale tests, excuse me, and then forcing them to, have to pass those to stay on the battlefield. And then you get that cascade effect of knocking units out that, can't engage on the next phase for the opposition. Gives the opportunity for to advance into even closer range or to engage in hand-to-hand combat. So here you go. Just using some old common sense military tactics and pays dividends on the 1862 battlefield. Zouaves, they're getting anxious. These guys are still in 180 of them. They're going to fire on that cavalry. There's a good chance they might come over and attack them in hand-to-hand. So they're going to try to shoot at them, needing a... they'll need a 4 to make it happen.
Prepare to fire. 1, 2. Hey, ready?
These guys are firing right down the fence line at 12 inches, no covers involved. The Confederates literally are leaning over the fence firing. Oh, they killed 3 of them, knocking them down to 1 guy. He's got a -4 break test, looking for a 10. 6 goes down, -4 to a 2, and that is it. He takes his horse and he rides for Danville. All right, Second Lieutenant Kurt trying to fire through this hard cover. He's going to need a 4 for his boys to pass an order and keep this firefight up.
Prepare to fire. 1, 2. Hey, ready?
Volley fire into hard cover, looking for 4s. Kills 2 more of them, knocking them to 5 guys, putting the permanent disorder on them. Oh, they're going to need a -1. They're looking for a 7 on their desperation morale. All right, they're able to pass it. They are not in cover from this unit here. That's going to fire their first volley of the game, I think. They finally got up here. They need a, they're in range of Second Lieutenant Kirk, so they are going to need a 4 to pass an order.
Prepare to fire. 1, 2. Hey, ready?
These gentlemen are going to unleash 12 close range shots, no cover, into the Union line that's falling apart. Oh, they come out of, there are 5 guys, so they come out into open order too. They come out of their close order. I lose 2 more guys. They have a -3 morale check here. Oh, they're able to keep it together. It's not looking good for the home team. Last up, this artillery piece firing from above target. It's going to fire at those gentlemen at long range. At least it's going to try to. 12 shots in the open at long range. Hitting on 4, 5s, and 6s. A cannonball flies in and just kills all those guys. Oh, one of those explosive shells, or that round that hit Kennedy that bounced all over the place. The magic bullet! Alright, those 3 guys are killed. The unit is wiped out. Got break tests for Doug Carmichael and the artillery piece. I'll do the artillery in purple. They're going to need a 6 and then a 5 for Doug. Well, thank the big guy that none of those had modifiers on, because those are some terrible dice rolls. Doug is disordered, and the artillery piece is disordered. Any kind of modifiers there would have taken them out and forced double disordered on both of them. Finish up this Confederate turn of destiny, which is insane. These guys need a 5 to pass an order to unload on the disordered Carmichael section.
Prepare to fire. 1, 2. Hey, ready?
Oh, cow. And the double 6, too. See what happens after that. All right, here it comes. 12 shots in the open, close range. Every other shot will kill somebody. Needing 4s. Oh, Doug's section reels back under that. That knocks them down to 5 guys, so they flip over to permanent disorder, taking up to 2 disordered markers. Now they got a heck of a morale test to try to stay in the battle. -4 break test. Oh no, Doug's unit just falls apart. Let's see if Doug is actually shot by those bullets too. Alright, so Doug gets blown off the table. Basically his command is going to collapse. We still got the random event. He's lost over 50% casualties on his command, so the rest of the force is going to retreat on the entire Union left. It's going to peel away and run. Let's see what happens on the rando. So a 4 was at the double, so this unit goes over the fence, they lose their close order, they move into Danville. Yeah, that's ball game. I'll stand up here in a second. Yeah, but that's game. Wow, that was a turn of destiny. So you've got the whole Confederate left, or well, their right, intact, advancing into unopposed into Danville. Technically, these Zouaves would retreat too because they had gone left of the roads. They were part of Carmichael's command, so they would have followed their leader out. Union skirmishers are disordered. 2 battered Union units here, barely hanging on, getting ready to flip over into permanent disorder. The only really good unit left on the battlefield for the Union was Mike D. He'll collect these 2 units and retreat, and he'll live to fight another day. But we're going to consider that a pretty massive Confederate victory. So we'll get some definitely some honor points for the Confederacy commanders of 2nd Lieutenant William Alexander Pierce and for 2nd Lieutenant Jameson Kirk, excuse me. And they will get a victory. So wow, I really liked it, but I'm going to get to the comparison video with that a little later on. We'll get this edited out, and yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to ruin the video from that I'll do later. But we've got the rebels are in town. They're coming to raid the bars of Danville. They're going to Wings and Rings to get serious. Okay. Hope you enjoyed it. That was a heck of a good battle. It kind of started a little... I wouldn't even say it. Forget it. It just ended up great. And that last turn was just insane. And that really kind of made it for me. So, cool. We'll talk to you soon, guys. You're all awesome. And we'll be right back with you.